Hi everyone, I'm Sarah with Divine Love Healing. How are you today? I wanted to come on here and do a Soul Connections pick a card. We have a new moon coming up next week. I think it's the 12th or the 13th. I think it depends on the time zone you're in. I think technically in the East Coast, Eastern Standard Time, it is just after midnight, so it's technically the 13th, but you get the gist of it. So it's early mid next week, new moon coming in and ushering in obviously some different energy from the intensity that we had at year end with the full moon there. So this new moon is in Capricorn, which is an earth sign. And I just did I didn't do, any kind of in-depth research on it, but it's, what I'm getting from this one is obviously new moons are new beginnings. They're the start of something new. Earth is like pentacles in the tarot. It is the tangible, physical, something has come to fruition. It exists, right? Capricorn, it's a sign about, foundation, hard work, dedication, things like that. So what I'm we're going to see what comes out because you never know what's going to come out in these readings, right? But what I'm getting for this pick a card, it's kind of like we're at the point, we're starting a new year. Obviously, if you're watching this, I tend to channel what tends to come through is for somebody you're in separation with, right? It's a soul connection. You obviously have some sort of past with this person, or you feel like you've, even if it's not physically come to fruition, there's been communication, some acknowledgement, feelings, you have a past life with them but usually it's like somebody in this life that you've done this dance with, you went round and round several times, and you're like, all right, what is going to happen? Is this actually going to take off? Is this going to go anywhere? And, with it being the start of a new year, I get the feeling that, many people may understandably kind of be like, all right, wondering, what am I, am I going crazy? Is there something here? Is there something that's going to come to fruition, or should I just move on? And, just for the record, I know I've said this several times, even if you identify this person and, labels don't matter, but, as a twin flame, as a soulmate, as a past life connection, as a sacred partner, you always want to be in that energy of constantly bettering yourself, moving forward, not waiting around for anyone. Because if you're stuck, you're stagnant, you are literally, even if you've not told this person you're waiting for them, if the energy's sitting there between you two that you are in that holding pattern, that you're in that waiting, wanting, hoping, wishing, that type of thing, the connection can't move forward, you can't move forward. So I always say to just keep moving. But with that being said, we at times, we want to know what the heck's going on with this person, what's going on with this connection. You might be getting signs, synchronicities, what is happening, and what is Spirit's advice for you next. So what we're going to do, you guys can see, I know you can't see the actual card piles, but I've got these points here, these crystal points. And so number one is going to be this gorgeous lapis. And I'm not even sure, I don't know if this has pyrite in it or if it's just the lapis itself that is just absolutely stunning. But it's a very beautiful, bright blue lapis crystal. So that's number one, if you're drawn to that. Number two is the rose quartz. And number three is, this is a howlite. It's a howlite point that has been, it's an aura. So they actually, I think they paint them or dye them, but the crystal, the natural crystal without that on it is a howlite. So I will remind you guys of that again before we start, but I'm just going to do my quick run through of the decks that I'm using. And if there's any that you see, I don't actually, like some readers, will put all that information down below. I just, don't really have the time to do that with my schedule. But if there's something, that catches your eye and you want to know what deck it was, feel free to comment below or message me if you're on my Facebook page or my Instagram, and I will be happy to answer that question for you. Okay, so this is actually very exciting because this is the first video that I'm using my self-created Sacred Union Tarot deck in. I'm also using, so that will be the tarot card that will give us the guidance, kind of what's going on with your person. It will be from the Sacred Union Tarot. We also have the Triggers and Shadows Oracle deck created by me. So if you would like to purchase either or both of those decks, the link for that is down below. The link should take you to my online Make Playing Cards site, which will, you can go from there and you'll see both options when you get in there. The prices on those are going to go up probably January 15th, most likely after next week. So if you have been eyeing it and wanting to purchase it, you may want to do that before the prices go up. There's not a big markup on it right now. So I just wanted to mention that to you guys. It's an introductory rate right now, both of those decks. We've also got the Angelic Revelation 144 Naked Flame Healing Messages. So that will be another message. These first 3 cards will kind of be like what's going on with your person, where are they at within the connection, and also maybe the shadows, again, because we always mirror each other, you know, what's going on. The Heal Yourself cards, that's also sort of a shadow, kind of either could be going on with you, with them, both, or within the connection. So we'll see. We've got the Starry Beginnings Oracle, which is a new deck that I just purchased last week, and it's really cool. I really like it. So here's the back of that one. Starry Beginnings, I thought that was definitely fitting because this is new moon energy that we're dealing with, okay? We also have, I always forget the name of this deck, Oracle of the 7 Energies. I've been drawn to that one lately. It's Colette Baron Reed. It's one of her newest decks. So that's what this one looks like, Oracle of the 7 Energies. And last but not least, the Cosmic Reading cards. Love that deck. All right, so we are going to get it started with, actually, first we'll just do one more reminder. Number 1, Lapis. 2, Rose Quartz. 3 is the Howlite, the Aura Howlite. And again, you know, you can pick all 3, you can watch all 3. It's a general reading, so take anything that resonates, toss the rest. You may find that there are bits and pieces of messages and things that apply to your specific situation within each of these, which is great. If you want to schedule a session to talk to me one-on-one, the information for that is down below as well. All right, guys, so number 1 is the Lapis for the 100th time, right? So let's see what's going on with this connection. Okay. It's a little bit weird for me to turn over a card and see my picture on it. I'm like, that's odd. Okay. Wow. Sorry guys, this one's pretty powerful. I'm sorry, my phone is totally blowing up right now. I'm gonna move that over here. All right. Yeah, there's 7 cards that we're dealing with here. So I feel like you, the viewer, so the Queen of Wands came out. That's me on the card. This was my 40th birthday in 2019. This energy is about, and it's obviously I'm a fire sign. Wands are associated with fire, so my birthday is November 30th. This is associated with being confident, with being passionate, magnetic. You know, when I chose to spend my 40th birthday alone and take myself out for a fancy dinner, so that's where that was taken. That's the energy that was behind the creation of this card. So I feel like, and you can take it however it resonates, you know, right? You, them, whatever resonates, take it. But I feel like you, the viewer, maybe, you know, you are this Queen of Wands where you are confident, you are standing in your power, in your truth. You have, I feel like you, oh my gosh, wow, sorry, there's a lot going on with this one. You have told them, you've been confident in your feelings for them, you've been very open, been very passionate. You, I feel like, have been the one that has told them, like, there's been no denying, right? You've been very much all about this person. And I feel like, because of the energy, maybe because I'm in this, right? There's been a long time that's been passed, that's in this situation, where you have put yourself out there and they've not shown up, right? I mean, here I say she, well, it's me. You're out on your 40th birthday alone. And you're obviously you would wanted things to be different, but at the same time, you wouldn't go back and change anything. You're in this confident energy, and they see you that way. They see you as this powerful, confident queen, who's just, bright and vibrant. And I feel like there's been resentment building up in the connection. That's the shadow that came out here. Anger, bitterness, frustration. I feel like you, the viewer, if you were the one that was expressing yourself and, offering your time and your energy and your love to this person, and they weren't showing up, and they were showing up either for others or just not showing up for you. There's a lot of triggers that have taken place in this connection. And there's resentment in some ways, I think, because, see how this little girl is like smiling in the picture, and, they're smiling here. That's just really what's going on inside. So for some of you, and it could be dual roles here, right? For some of you, this could be your energy where it's like you're portraying yourself as you're out there and you're happy, and they're seeing that, but really you're not. It likewise could be that they're posting, because this too, part of my intention was kind of like, where are they at? They're out there posting that they're living it up, having the time of their life, and perhaps you're seeing them tagged in, social media or things like that, or you're hearing about things they're doing, through the grapevine, and it's causing you to feel resentment, because it seems like they're happy without you. Okay, so again, very interesting. This came up. This is definitely associated with throat chakra, communication, truth, right? So their message to you is, I'm hiding my true feelings because I feel so vulnerable with you. I have lied and told you bullshit from my ego. If I let you in, you could break my heart. Losing you has caused me so much pain. So this tells me that somebody, likely you, have walked away from the connection out of resentment, because you just got tired of them not showing up for you, them telling you the bullshit, not admitting their feelings, not taking the connection anywhere, not letting you in. This one was the one that kind of took my breath away, because I couldn't believe that it went with everything else. And again, you guys know that I shuffle these off camera just to save time, because it's kind of a long process to deal with the decks, and I take a picture of the cards before we start the video, just so I have that in case I need to post it. So everything came out, this way, randomly. But this is from the Heal Yourself. This is soulmate. This is the soulmate card. But notice how he's a shadow. He's not there. He is not there. She feels him. She feels his energy hanging onto her. And look at her face. I mean, she's like, I think, resentful. Like, he's not showing up for me physically. This energy has just become too much. It's just too much for me to deal with. Like, she understands and realizes that this is not ready. It's not ready to happen. And I feel like there is some, maybe some emotional purging that needs to happen. We have the Let It Out, Let It Flow card. Open up the heart to feel. This is the advice from Spirit, but I also feel like, this is not something I often say, like, this is a very, very, very deep soul bond here. For us to get the soulmate card, for us to say, this person they feel something very deeply, but they're scared. and that you walked away, right? I feel like they're going to be guided. I do feel like they are being guided to open their heart now, and I feel like you making a move to walk away and cut off your energy from this situation where it's like, look, you're not showing up for me. This has to stop. Like it's draining me. Not draining, but it's like, it's so intense. It's so intense and it's hard to focus on anything else. It's like this has to it has to stop, right? It's almost like, yeah, and that's interesting, the mood. I was seeing it looked like a volcano in the background, like something's about, it's like coming to the surface, like this resentment, right? But it's like so the card that comes through with the power is the powerful move card, and that's in the 7 energies, Oracle of the 7 energies. And and what's interesting, why I said holy crap, was this card's a 15 and this card's a 15. So 1515. I mean, it's like kind of a, 15 could be a number that you see a lot. It could be significant. It could be a birthday or some sort of a significant number for you. But 515 could, that's a mirroring. 15, to me, anything with a 5 connotation, a 5 in it, is difficult change. So I feel like something has happened recently in this dynamic that was boom, like the powerful move. It's like the chess game. See the chess game, and there's like this. It's like the key to maybe open up something. The energy there was just building and getting very intense, and there was resentment building, and just like nothing was happening. So the powerful move was made, I feel like, to cut this person off in some capacity. Just to walk away, and not necessarily, it wasn't really, I mean, the resentment thing is here, but I feel like it's, you got tired of putting yourself and your needs and your happiness last. I mean, it's one thing, right, to show up for yourself alone, on your 40th birthday, but it's like when the 41st birthday comes around, another year goes by and they're still not showing up for you. At what point are you going to show up for yourself? Like here, I mean, here, you did, but there's still that energy of the hoping, wanting, wishing. Are they going to contact me? Am I going to hear from them over the holidays? That type of stuff. And it's just not healthy, and it's not getting anything anywhere. So whatever happened, again, some major energy shift has happened in this connection, I feel like. And as far as what the things I was saying in the beginning regarding whether, is this going to have a solid foundation? Are they ever going to show up? I feel like, well, number one, people have free will, so you can't, I could pull the same cards tomorrow for these people and this group, and it would have a completely different thing about it. But again, I don't want anybody sitting and waiting around. I feel like what needs to happen is this powerful move. You can't look back. You can't look back, and you've got to keep going forward in that game. And it's not a game you're playing. It's really the life and the forward momentum of what you want to pursue your goals. It's like it's opened up a floodgate, though, that the energy has been cleared, that there's this relief, that there's some resentment and heart healing that needs to be done. That's something that I would definitely work on. But the last card that came out was Mother Earth, 2-2. 2-2 is a partnership card. Mother Earth, I know that's probably not the connotation, in the Cosmic Oracle, if reading cards, if you were to read the book. But in this context of this reading, the outcome is Earth, which we were just talking about, foundation, solid foundation, right? I think if you have not actually taken that step to make that powerful move, okay, if it wasn't resonating where you hadn't done something, but maybe you were thinking about it, like, I need to just, make this shift, make this change within myself, or within this connection. Do something that I have not done before for my own sanity, for my own happiness, and take that step. You're being encouraged to do that. And I think, that is certainly going to bring about a shift within the connection. And it's going to make it, that's the only way that there's potential for it to manifest in the physical, because the current situation that you're in, this isn't working. If they're not showing up for you, and weeks and months and years go by, something has to change. And, the most important thing I can tell you is that you've got to choose yourself. And you can't be afraid to cut cords and attachments. And, I don't believe in blocking people. I mean, unless somebody's harassing you, then absolutely you block someone. But there's a difference between blocking energy and just, dissipating it, if that makes sense. I don't know if that's the word I want to use. You don't block someone, but you cut off a cord. You remove yourself from a situation, but the energy can still flow between you and that person. You're not blocking it. You're just like, you know what, this, the way this is flowing and happening right now isn't working for me. It's not working. It's not healthy. I'm going to remove myself from the situation, and I'm going to go forward. And it creates, again, this powerful move that unlocks this energy and lets it flow. And clearly, if you have done this person says, losing you has caused me so much pain. They were afraid to open up. They were vulnerable. I've lied and told you bullshit from my ego. If I let you in, you could break my heart. Well, they didn't let you in. You've left. And now it's like, oh crap. Like, I was afraid to let them in because they were going to hurt me. So they just kept you in the safe, breadcrumbs, I'm here. I'm not really here. I know you're fantasizing and maybe someday I'll show up, but I don't know. It's like that was safe for them, right? They didn't have to open up to you and open their heart to you, but you were still there. You were holding space. You were coddling them. It's okay. I'm not going to push, whatever. Something has to change here. This is not, and again, it's not necessarily about them, right? Because yes, this is obviously clearly affecting them. If you make this move, something's shifting, but you have to do it for your own self. Okay. So I know that was kind of a long reading, number one, but I feel like there was a lot of messages that needed to come out with that one. And probably more messages coming out too, just because this is the first time I've used my Sacred Union Tarot. And so there's a lot of experiences I've had on my journey. It's that energy just really I know what it is because I created the card, the associated card with it. All right, so this is the Rose Quartz, number 2. Okay. Oh, that's beautiful. Wow. This is an absolutely beautiful one. So I feel like there's absolutely potential for this one to manifest into something physical this year. And the reason I say this year, I say soon, I usually don't kind of put out their times, but we've got a 10 and a 9. And 10s are about completion. And you guys, I mean, my Sacred Union Tarot deck is a traditional tarot deck. So it has 78 cards. Out of 78 cards, look what came up, 10 of Cups. 10 of Cups, you guys. Happiness, fulfillment, committed relationship. Followed by the message from your person. I know that you are my soul spouse. Our souls are entwined for eternity. I have dreams about our past lives and our future. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. So why isn't this happening? Why aren't, if there's this type of a feeling here, what's happening? So there's still some shadow work that needs to be done, our favorite best friend, right? Shadow self shows up, and it is the ego, unconscious, and darkness. Shadow self, it can also be fears. Fears, ego, it can be fears. And look, I mean, how they're crying like these like dark, tears. What would they possibly be afraid of? Rejection. So I don't know if this person has either not told you how they're feeling because they say, I know you're my soul spouse. They have these deep, deep feelings for you. So I don't know if there's not been a discussion of feelings yet and they're afraid that you don't feel the same way. They're afraid they're falling too fast, perhaps. But I'm getting that they just, I was going to say there was something else coming in. There could be a fear of society rejecting this connection for some reason, right? There could be an age difference. There could be religious or racial differences. Some reason, if there's kids involved, maybe if you or them, they have not dated somebody, since the divorce from the parent, the separation from the parent of the child. There's a lot that could be happening there, but a lot of times, it's the rejection wound that we have within ourselves. That's the shadow self. That's why that's here. So I feel like obviously there's a past life connection here because they're feeling it. I mean, you most likely aren't watching this video if somebody's kind of like obsessed with you, right? And it's not mutual. So there's not any kind of creepy vibes going on like, you're my soulmate, and we have past lives together, and somebody, you're probably not watching it for that type of energy. So, if they're feeling this, I feel like there's something legitimate here. And there's probably mirroring. So, again, I'm moving away sort of from like the labels, like the twin flame and like all those things. But there's clearly an energetic bond here, an energetic tie. So, my recommendation to you is, and there's some more advice coming from spirit, but, work on your shadow self, work on your, healing your wounds. Everybody has rejection wounds, rejection and abandonment wounds. From childhood, there's always that time, it could be something really deep, like when a parental issue, of course, if a parent, there was a divorce or a parent left or was not around. But it could even be something like friends being bullied, anything like that, that you can think of that's happened in your life. My recommendation, not with the intention of getting them back, right? Because it's only going to benefit you to work on healing you. So work on those and just know that that's why your person either isn't coming forward right now, is maybe that they are doing this work. But I think as mirroring, we mirror each other, you can help the situation by clearing those things for yourself and out of your energetic field. But it sure looks like, they see you as the 10 of Cups, for sure. And the advice from Spirit is to stay strong and be a guiding light. Ground yourself, be love. Well, see, that's exactly, this is so beautiful too. This almost looks like a phoenix, like a rainbow phoenix in the galaxy. But be a guiding light. Be a guiding light means, if you work on these things yourself, you're going to raise your vibration, anyway, or other issues that you may have to work through, right? The more you do that, you raise your vibration, you're going to be this beacon, this light that's going to inspire them to do their own work, even if it's unconsciously. So the oracle of the 7 energies is the rose's kiss. The rose's kiss, and that's a number 9. Excuse me. And there's a ladybug on here. So ladybugs could be an animal totem for you. I think they're luck. You might want to look that up. But when I first saw this card come out, I was getting clearly, and time is totally, I don't know what word I'm thinking of, relative. Time is collapsing and going by so quickly, and energy ebbs and flows and changes. But when I saw this, I was definitely getting spring for sure, like an April vibe, like around Easter, um, something with that. And 9 is like something's nearing completion. It's kind of like they see you as this. There's still this work that needs to be done, but 9, it's like all about self right now. It's like working on yourself. Solitude, both partners doing that. I want to read from this book just because I want to see what it says about the rose's kiss. I'm not familiar with that. It might have additional messages for you guys. Joy, experiencing pleasure, deep satisfaction and enjoyment, desires, acknowledge 5 sensory reality. Take a deep breath and center on the feeling of joy. Can you allow your senses to awaken? Connect with your innate desire to experience all life has to offer. Pleasure is part of life. Let yourself surrender to it today. Our modern times often present a false ideal of how we are meant to experience the world. Connections are lost and distorted by our over-reliance on technology. Just look around and see how few people actually maintain eye contact or engage in conversation. Instead of tapping away at a screen, pause and consider how you can make more intimate contact. Connecting with nature, enjoying the sensual pleasures of sex, and or being aware of the sensations of taste, touch, smell, sight, and sound may be important right now. How do your sheets feel? Can you reach out and feel the heat and softness of your companion animal nestled beside you? Be present to another person, see them, and let yourself be seen. Your 5 senses are aching to be engaged right now. This is an invitation to get out of your head and into your body. You may be a spiritual and intelligent being, but right now the emphasis should be on having a sensory experience. This is a sacred part of this gift of life. By being present to the sensual world, you invite an even deeper spiritual experience. Amazing, isn't it? Perhaps it really is time to stop and kiss the roses. Kiss the roses versus smell the roses. But smell the roses too, right? So this is beautiful. So what we were just talking about was working on oneself, raising your vibration, be a guiding light. How do you do that? You anchor the vibration of joy, that energy of joy. It's beyond happy. Joy is just such a high level of vibration, right? So that's what Spirit's advice is. And the more you do that, again, I always say this, you're going to attract someone in that same vibration. Most likely this person's going to be inspired to do their work and meet you there. But you're not going to wait around. You're going to be so happy enjoying your life, right? And all these experiences and healing through these, working through these things and being strong, being love, ground yourself, be love, that you're going to attract that unconditional love back to you. Look at this, you guys. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. We got the rose quartz, all this stuff about 10 of cups, love. This is the unconditional love card. Unconditional love. Look at that, like the light and the heart chakra coming out. Boom. This is that joy. It's like all those things combined. So I feel like, again, this person definitely knows you're the one. They're just working through their fears right now and their fears of being rejected. So I think I would say give them space, because we got the solitude here, the 9. Continue just working on you, raising your vibration and anchoring that unconditional love energy. And there's definitely some potential with this one, I would say, for sure. So what a beautiful one, number 2. All right, guys. Now we've got number 3, the howlite, the aura howlite. So let's see what comes out here. Okay. Look at this here. Okay, so unfortunately, I feel like this one of all the three is not one that probably has a good chance of coming to fruition anytime soon. The card that comes out is the High Priestess, and that was the only major arcana that came out, so that's a little bit stronger of an energy, right? Intuition, high road, hidden knowledge. So I don't know if there are things they're not telling you, if they're not being forthcoming with you, and you're kind of picking up on that and starting to sense that and starting to say, you know what, I don't know what's going on with this person, but they're being, they're hiding things. That's kind of the energy I'm getting. They're stalling, they're making excuses, and I feel like there's a lot of red flags here. That being said, I do feel like, they do feel something with you for sure, but they aren't making a change to get out of their current circumstances. I'm getting with this one that most likely they are with someone else, and maybe you don't know that. Maybe they're hiding it. They're either married and you didn't know it, or it's possible maybe they're saying, oh, I'm separated, I'm going to leave this person, but they haven't yet, that type of situation. Or they're just saying, oh, I'm not really looking for a relationship right now, and that might be because they're already in one, or they're already kind of back and forth with someone else. Because the message, that we got from them says, I feel that coming towards you would be a huge risk at this time, and I am not willing to blow my life up, as I have got quite comfortable settling in. Still, my soul is constantly feeling the magnetic pull. So, you're not crazy if you're feeling things with them. If you feel like, gosh, this is a really strong connection, I'm having trouble letting it go. What I'm telling you, what I'm seeing here is that you should probably, you should move on from this person, and try your best. I'm getting like to ground your energy and focus on healing, paying attention, developing your intuition is kind of what I'm getting. Really tapping into your connection with spirit, because that's what we got, the High Priestess. Where somebody's being passive aggressive, you're not, maybe weren't trusting your gut with this one. You were kind of feeling like something was off, something is like not right, but you're like, gosh, I don't know. It's like, pay attention to the signs. And this is a 10, ironically. This is a 10, and there's an owl. Owls signify death. Doesn't have to be in the literal sense, obviously. It's about closing out cycles. It's about, turning away from this. Like, you know what? Yeah, she's kind of looking back, kind of weird. Like, I don't know if I want to move on from this. I don't know. I think I should walk away, but I'm not sure. It's like the owl's kind of like, hello, yeah, let's come forward. This is not, where you want to be going. Pay attention to signs. To me, it can be like signs and synchronicities, like if you're getting bombarded with that. But this is a deck about healing. It's a darker energy deck. So I feel like, to me, it's kind of like, pay attention if there's red flags. And I'm getting that too with the passive aggressive energy, stalling, sarcasm, sabotage. Stalling for me is the energy. It's like they're not being forthcoming with things they're saying, or again, comments that maybe the things you're saying, you're like, did they mean it that way or that way? This is like, trust, take the high road too. Taking the high road is the High Priestess energy, and that can mean like, not hanging around and subjecting yourself to passive aggressive behavior, to stalling tactics, to somebody not being willing to completely commit to you or to change their life for you, right? Take that high road and move on to someone who will. And it says the advice from spirit is following the path of another. Your path is being redirected to where it should be. I feel like that's, you're being redirected to move on to something better. Okay, we've also got the body and soul card here, which is a 5, which 5s can be about difficult change. I feel like this is honoring, your body and your soul, and somebody who's going to nourish it in every capacity, every way. Nourish, touch you, and, give you time, physical time. send you text messages, make you feel good about yourself, make you feel happy, give that commitment to you, give that everything you deserve, right? We'll get to the last card in a minute. I'm going to read what the advice says in this one as well. I feel like there's some additional messages here. Key concepts: taking care of yourself, seeing yourself as a complete package, body not separate from soul. So maybe there was only a sexual thing going on, and they weren't committing, they were holding back emotions, because we do have the emotions card here. And that might be why, is because they're not available. They're with someone else. They can't give you anything else. And that therefore it's like, no, you're not just a body. You need to have your soul. You're the full package, and somebody needs to be offering you that, in every capacity. Centered in your sense of self, comfortable in your body, your authentic identity, physical health. Extreme self-care is called for when you receive this card. Answer truthfully, are you taking care of yourself? Your first choice may be to care for others before meeting your own needs. Check in with yourself. Are you experiencing halt, hunger, anger, loneliness, tiredness? This card is a signal that it's time to take a break from your current focus and get busy taking care of you, because you are worthy of this care. Your current focus, right, if it was this person, it's like you're being redirected to something else. What simple things require your attention so you can function optimally in your world and live your best life a day at a time? Another message that this card holds is about how you live with authenticity. Can you be at ease within yourself, you doing you, with pride and self-worth? Remember, you're a soul that manifests through a body, a spiritual being having a human experience, and that means you are here on purpose, even if there are days when you wonder about that. There is an intentionality to your being here now, just the way you are, in this time, in our collective story. You being here is important, for you are a precious being with a purpose, even if it seems elusive some days. Just know that life loves you. With that in mind, your job is to do your part to make your experience a healthy one. How you nourish your body, mind, and soul is directly related to how you experience your life. It's time to put yourself first. Then everything else will fall beautifully into place. And wasn't I just saying that? I was picking up on nourishing when I saw this card. So, yeah, this is about you. This person, I feel like, is manipulative. You might feel something with them, definitely. But I feel like their purpose, was a lesson, and it was to lead you back to trusting your intuition, trusting your guidance, learning to set boundaries, and learning to say, you know what, I love myself enough to walk away from the situation. And as a result, with the emotions card coming out, I feel like this is about honoring your emotions, because it is going, if you have to let this person go, if this is resonating, you need to let this person go and focus on yourself. There are a lot of emotions, so definitely don't bottle those up. Definitely do some heart chakra work. Maybe work with some malachite or some rose quartz. I know that rose quartz came out in the other one. You may want to look into, I'm not exactly sure the properties of howlite. I'll be honest, it's not one that I've used that often, but you might want to look up howlite. It's HOWLITE, and just see if there's anything that came out in the reading that resonates for you with that, and it might be one that you want to look at obtaining. And I've had pretty good luck. I don't usually like to buy crystals online, but I've had pretty good luck buying crystals on Amazon, surprisingly. But I just feel like definitely, clearly, this is something that they feel something coming towards you is a huge risk, and it's like, you know what? You move on, you do your work, you do your healing. And I have this feeling that if this person even were to get out of their situation, a few months, a few years down the road, you're probably either already going to be with someone else who treats you better, or even if you are single, you're going to be like, you know what, that doesn't resonate with me anymore. I'm not interested in that situation. So I know that's a tough one for you. If that's resonating, I'm sorry. But I hope the message has helped you, and if you would like to discuss your specific situation, that information is down below. Thank you so much, guys. Take care.